Welcome to the show. Today we're going to be going over Queen Bee Book 1 and we'll talk a little bit about Book 2 too. So, Queen Bee, if you see, this was a really exceptional book, besides being those rom com, but the way it was designed, like, if you had, played the America's Most Eligible formerly or those kind of games, it was really awesome. Like, you get to be at the top of the tire. You can be the queen. But you need to get certain points. So the diamond scenes are important. You need those points. What you need to say and stuff like that. You need to win games and stuff like that. So that was really fun. You need to build allies. There was a posse. You need to add people to the posse. You will get help from them. So it was mostly dependent on your choice. So then there was this rank. Like, you start at probably 200 something, and then you go climb little bit, and 10, 9, 5, 4, 3. I remember after going to 10 or 5, the rise was very low. Like, you do a lot of stuff, then you go, like, you up your ranking by one, and finally you get to go to the one at the year-end gala where all the alumni are going to be there. So it was a really nice, playing like all those sort of thing. And some great characters are Professor's character, Zoe's character, Veronica, Lombardi, if I'm being right, and then Poppy, Miss Sinclair. All right, so that's an awesome, Miss Sinclair. So Sin with her name, surname, so awesome. Like, all the drama that went down on the last night. Now, man, I chose to embarrass Poppy a lot. Like, I didn't choose the high road. Like, I had the options to choose the high road, but I didn't choose to do that. So what did you guys do at the end chapter? So that was really nice, I guess. Like, well, all the diamond scenes, and I think it was a really fun book, rom com, but also like a lot of suspense. Now, I'm gonna go over quickly over some characters. So our main character, that basically generally our your character is bold and assertive, unwilling to back down from a fight. You're a small town girl ready to make your mark in the big city. While you may be disheartened at first at being judged by others, you also appear to judge people upon first impression. In the good girl route, you are driven by a sense of justice and fighting for the underdog. You begin to question decisions that may hurt others, even though they have insulted you in the past, and you may continue to hurt you, in the future. So, because if you choose the good girl route, like, there is this, like, evil or good. So I chose the good in some ways, and some, it was a mixed choices I made. What you guys choose? And in the bad girl route, you are driven by longing for power. You're not afraid to play dirty and not above underhanded tactics that your enemies use. And the background is, you hail from a Midwestern state where your family owns a firm and you attended Farmsville State University. Now, Farmsville, you probably remember, it was your nickname, or sort of, Pop used to call, sort of what happens in those big universities and schools. So when your aunt dies, your family inherits an enormous amount of money, and you decide to transfer to the Ivy League University, Belvoir University. Oh God. To start your junior year and complete your degree, you are labeled as new money, newbie by your peers, and soon learn that status and reputation are what can make or break you there. So that was, like, awesome. So relationships and some characters. Remember Chloe St. James? On your first day of school, you hear Chloe St. James shrieking at another student. When you get closer to figure out why, she immediately insults you and you defend yourself. At the end of chapter 1, she spills her coffee over your laptop computer, and by the end of chapter 2, she has one of her minions accuse you of cheating at your prior school. And then we see, like, her all over the story. Chapter 6, Poppy is livid that Chloe stole her top spot, although that details as to how that was accomplished remain to be seen. Poppy recruits you to undermine Chloe, and you agree on a tentative truce. However, when Poppy tells you about her plans to publicly destroy Chloe, you warn Chloe ahead of time so she's not embarrassed as Poppy wanted her to be. Because if you choose the good girl route, the club scene affects her reputation. And by the end, Chloe has dropped back down to hashtag 2 and Poppy moves ahead to hashtag 1. You have the chance to make out with her in chapter 11. You find out she's a good kisser. I'm talking about, you know, like close engines. And that's been one weird book. After, if you talk about perfect match, you almost get one hookup scene or one romantic makeout scene with, every character almost. I mean, important characters. Now, Poppy Min Sinclair, oh my god. When you defend yourself against Chloe, Poppy Min Sinclair picks up and tries to put you in your place. I'm talking about the day one. You immediately dislike her for her haughty, naughty attitude. After you realize Poppy is the queen of Belvoir University, you are determined to take her down. In chapter 6, we did that, we bonded with her to take Chloe down. But, it's just sort of we were assigned to be her partner in our mass communication class. So she comes up with the project idea without your input, but before you two can discuss it, she hurries off without discussing. She texts you directions to meet her later, introducing you to the alphas and zetas hidden getaway and surprising you with the offer of a truce. So now in chapter 7 you meet with Poppy and her new boyfriend at Club Malibu. She wants you to feed her boyfriend lines through an earpiece and microphones to charm Chloe and set her up for ridicule. So, sort of like that. Now in chapter 11 you attend the Zeta party organized by her and have the chance to make out with her during the suck and blow game, if you remember that. It was a bizarre those moments. I feel like lots of moments are there. And there was a threesome moment, if I remember, with Veronica and Carter, I guess. Now the next character I'm going to talk about, like a lot of people really liked her, Zoe Wade. Like Zoe was our main love interest was Professor, but I like Professor's character, by the way, and I would always choose Professor to be our permanent love interest. But a lot of people, but I can see why they liked Zoe, like her character. She, if you remember from America's Most Eligible, Jane's character, Zoe sort of was like Jen, and completely like her. Maybe, not completely like her, because Jane was like, probably if something happened, Jane wouldn't have turned her back on us. So Jane was sort of Emma like character from high school. So that's what I like to think. But we see at that point we and Zoe had this, we're not gonna see each other. But with Jane, I don't think like it would have happened, because Jane was, but that's a different thing. But sort of Jane and Zoe, you can see like, like sort of like the comparison I'm drawing between them, because they're sort of same in terms of love interests. So Zoe Wade rescues you when you have your first argument with Poppy. She's your roommate and also one of your love interests. Since she hates Poppy, she joins your posse to take her down. In chapter 11, you find out about the human sacrifices, that's what I'm talking about, project by Poppy, but don't know that Zoe is supposed to be the sacrifice. When you do find out, it's too late and she's being humiliated by Poppy. Later, she gets mad at you. You knew Poppy's plan but didn't tell her. She further expresses she should have seen it coming as you got closer to Poppy's inner circle. If you tell her that it isn't your plan to get revenge and Poppy, she will tell you you are Poppy and leave the party without you. No matter which path you pursue, bad or good girl, she will leave your posse. But later, you get her as friend, like go with our professor there and get some advice from our professor. So since that point, the story really built up and up, I would say. Now, Ian or Ina Kingsley, so that's our professor. We see like her on various occasions during our first encounter. So they basically offer us what they offer, drink, and then we get this hookup scene in chapter 1. Then we see her from time to time and with the tea. So yeah, the tea. So it's not a character, but the tea. It was really awesome. So we get to see Robin. I think his name was, who runs the tea. I'm forgetting. So now the tea. It was really interesting, like how they get everything. They can snitch anybody. They get the dirt on somebody. They publish it. Nobody knew who would post something on that. So it was sort of interesting, the concept of tea, like a lot of and Carter Jackson we talk about. So that's the last important character alongside with Veronica. So Carter, we have some scene with him, or also Veronica. So they were both in Poppy's side. Carter was Poppy's boyfriend, and Veronica was like hashtag 3 or something. And he was also she liked Instagram and stuff like that, always shooting, and I don't know, it was TikTok or Instagram, but she was into those kind of stuff. So we also get these two to bring them to our posse. So that was interesting. So as I say, like, this whole book was like awesome, like really awesome. So now we at the end we see like what happens basically, like we are on this beach on a vacation. So we get this like our professor, we know like our relationship is out. We don't know who exposed our relationship in front of the school board. Now it's not probably Poppy, because Poppy is out of the picture, and she was sort of the antagonist character of the book one, and she's not going to continue her like she's not going to be the antagonist character in the book two. Probably she's going to play some role, she could back for to make us pay some price, but she's not going to be the main antagonist character. Now, as to who that could be, who is going to be the antagonist character in book 2, we would have to keep an eye for it. Like, it could be someone new, or it could be someone who we knew, like for that matter it could be Benji, but it could be the professors, or the girl who had a crush on who wanted to seduce our professor. It could be her, but I think it could be her because she wanted our professor, so that's why she kept everything hush hush. But once she saw that the professor, she's losing interest on her, and she's basically attracted toward us, so she can definitely do that. She has the motive. So now we'll have to see that, or it could be someone really new, like probably from our Firmsville. Someone pops up. Who knows? Because we have this kind of like could anything can happen. Like, who is doing that? You know because this is sort of this thing, like I don't know, like if you have played like three installments of one book, you would have seen like antagonist characters are completely different in the three books, and probably new characters. So we will see a lot of new characters, I hope, probably new antagonists. We'll have to keep an eye for. And this month regarding Queen Bee, there's one question and answer is going to be published by Pixelberry. So I'll make sure to inform you about that, and anything that I know from Queen Bee book 2, I will make sure to release one video. I'll make sure to publish one video to inform you guys. But by all means, guys, let me know what do you guys think about Queen Bee. Who, Zoe, Veronica, your professor, or you liked Poppy? So what did you like? And basically, one thing about the posse, if you had recruited all the posse members, you will get a bonus scene regarding the plot of book 2. At the end of the book 1 finale, I was talking about, sort of the beach scene. So that's so if you're wondering like what are you talking about, we don't get to see the bonus scene. So because you probably didn't collect all the members in your posse. So just I wanted to remind you. But book 2 is going to come probably next year, around August or around that time, but we would have to keep an eye out for that. Thank you guys for listening in, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I know this video I dragged it a little bit longer, but I didn't have any other way to put this all sort of like this is a big book. I still left out some talking points that I should have talked about. Let me know, guys, what you think about this book, and a lot to come this month, December, and the next year. So stay with me, subscribe to my channel, and there's my top 10 book list I have published is. Go watch it and tell me, like, do you agree with it, or do you have a different top 10 book for this year in mind? Just let's talk about it in the comment section. Thank you guys. Bye.